Hello, this is Pulse000 and this is another UDK tutorial, part 1 of my introduction to the material editor in UDK. Okay, so what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you how to create a simple water material. What we're going to do is we're going to create, what we need for this material is only one texture sample, and that is the normal map. What we're going to do is we're going to go into GIMP. I'm going to show you how to create this normal map. Create new, width 1024 and height of 512. Go into filters, render, clouds, solid noise. I already have this turbulent, tileable, X size of 4, Y size of 16. Press OK. What we're going to do now is if we're going to go down to map, normal map. If you do not have this, that means you do not have the plugin. All you need to do is go to Google or whatever search engine you use and type in GIMP normal map plugin. What we're going to do is we're going to go to the normal map. We're going to go to 9x9, 1, and scale of 100, minimum Z of 1, filter with 9x9, and we're going to do conversion biased RGB. Press OK. Filters, blur, Gaussian blur, 10x10, horizontal and vertical are both 10. Press OK. File, save as, test, water normal, or tutorial water normal. .tga. We're going to go to UDK, we're going to import it, and we're going to import it as, or we're just going to import the texture. Press OK. It's going to look slightly different from the water material that I have here, but it's not going to differentiate that much because it's going to use the exact same setup. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and create a new material. Name it, or what I'm going to name is water tutorial material. And what we're going to do, to get the overall color, you do not need to go into GIMP or Photoshop or whatever you use and just fill it in with a solid color. All we need to do is go into the UDK material editor, go to constants. You can use a constant 3 vector or a constant 4 vector. We do not need the constant 4 vector. It has absolutely nothing over the constant 3 vector besides an alpha channel, and we do not need that. So we're just going to use a constant 3 vector. And we're going to do 0.01 for R, 0.025 for G, and 0.025 for blue. Red, green, and blue. And that gives us a dark bluish green with a red tint, and you can't see the red, so it really doesn't matter. It's just helping to get the color. And we're going to plug that into diffuse and specular. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the tutorial water normal map that I made, and we're going to create 2 of these texture samples. Texture sample. Control C, Control V to copy, and place them right next to each other or on top of them, it doesn't matter. And now what we're going to do is we're going to right click, go to coordinates, panner. Put the panner right next to it. Now we're going to go to is coordinates, texture coordinate, and put that right there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to change this texture coordinate to 2.2 and 3.6. We're going to change this one to 1.4 and 2. Oh, whoops, that's the same texture coordinate, it just screwed up. Okay. 1.4 and 2.2. This panner will be negative 0.03 and 0.05. This one will be negative 0.035 and 0.04. Now we can go ahead and connect all of these. Plug the texture coordinate into the coordinate panner input, and plug the panner into the UV input on the texture sample. Now they are moving like waves should, or somewhat like waves. And now what we're going to do is we're going to add, go to math, new add. And we're going to go ahead and plug that into the RGB outputs, and see how it got lighter. We don't want that, so we're going to go ahead and tone that down by multiplying it by multiplying it by 0.5 or 1/2. What we're going to do is we're going to go to math, new, multiply, put that right there, plug the add into the B channel, and get a new constant in the constants tab and type in 0.5, and plug this into the A channel. See how it got toned down? Now we're going to put it into the normal map. See, it looks like it might be done, but it's not. We still need to create the opacity and the distortion for underwater effects. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and move all of this out of the way. Just control click to select multiple items and then control drag. So now what we're going to do is we're going to create the distortion. So we're going to take this texture coordinate and two panners, and also these two. And we're going to control C, control V. And we're going to just take that up there, and we're going to break all of these links. Move this texture coordinate down. It can stay exactly the same. It does not need to be changed. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and change this to 0.025 and 0.02. So plug the texture coordinate into the panner and plug the UV into the panner. Now we can plug this into that panner, and this one we will change to 0.01 and negative 0.02. Okay, now what we need to do is get a multiply. So math, new multiply. Plug that into the RGB, plug it into the RGB. Now what we need to do is we need to go ahead and get another constant. So we're just going to go ahead and steal this constant from right here, change it to 65, and get another multiply. Okay, now that we're done with that, it creates a whitish and pinkish texture. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and plug that into the distortion. Okay, now what we're going to do is we need to create the opacity for this water material. Going to go ahead and move that up there. We're going to go ahead and create a depth biased alpha. So go to the depth tab, go to depth biased alpha. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and create two constants. So control C, control V to copy, do it again, bring this 0.5 constant down to 0.25, or bring this one up to 0.95. Put this alpha there, and put this bias here. Now what we need to do, before we finish this, all we need to do is change the bias scale on the depth bias alpha and plug it into the opacity. So what we're going to do is change the bias scale to 380. And then now that we are now done with the material. Sort of. See, this error pops up. It says only transparent materials can read from scene depth. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to blend mode and we're going to change it to translucent. Now we are done with this material. Pretty simple setup, right? Okay. It's not completely finished. We still need to work out some kinks. So I'll probably release a video later on how to fully get a good effect out of this. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and see what this looks like in our scene. I'm just going to go ahead and drag this, and here, wait, let's go ahead and select the fluid surface actor, then drag it out and put it onto the fluid surface actor. See, and that's how it looks. The depth biased alpha makes it so that it has more of a shoreline, as you can see right here. What I meant by it has some kinks to work out is that I need to figure out a way to make the edge not just be colorless, just for it to have a lighter tint of this middle color. Anyway, we are pretty much finished. This is a simple yet decent water material that we have here compared to this one. The other one just has thinner waves. This one just has thicker waves. And thanks for watching. This has been part 1 of my introduction to the UDK material editor. My next one will be on simple parallax mapping for materials, like the one that I have on this scene right here. Anyway, thanks for watching. Be prepared to catch my next 2 videos in this 3-part series of the basics in the material editor. See you next time. Bye.